दासे तृणपेखातिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना सकल सहने बला दिया करो 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 निज माने स्पृहहीना निज माने स्पृहहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना सकले सम्मान करिते शकति देहो नाथ जत जाता सकले सम्मान करिते शकति देहो नाथ जत जाता तबे तो गाइब हरि नाम सुखे 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 अपराध बेहाता अपराध बेहाता गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणपेखातिहीना काबे नो कृपा लभियाए जाना कृतार्थ होइबे नाता काबे नो कृपा लभियाए जाना कृतार्थ होइबे नाता शक्ति बुद्धिहीना आमी अति दीना 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 करो मोरे आत्मा साता koro ei dase trinape khati hina. Gurudev kripa bindu diya, koro ei dase trinape khati hina. Jo gyata vichare kichu nahi paye, tomara karuna sara. Jo gyata vichare kichu nahi paye, tomara karuna sara. Karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya, 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 prana na rakhibo ara, prana na rakhibo ara. Gurudev kripa bindu diya, koro ei dase trinape khati hina. Gurudev kripa bindu diya, koro ei dase trinape khati hina. Gurudev kripa bindu diya, koro ei dase trinape khati hina. Kripa bindu diya, koro ei dase trinape khati hina.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Vatapadakamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept our respectful and humble obeisances on this auspicious day at your holy feet. All glories to you and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. On this auspicious occasion of your divine 75th appearance day, we feel very humble and honored to express our heartfelt gratitude towards you. We are so indebted to you for accepting us and giving us Diksha, which is giving us Divya Jnana and taking away our karmas. our heartfelt gratitude for becoming our inspiration and our divine link to the parampara that we can latch onto. In the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada states that the qualification of a spiritual master is that he must have realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation and arguments, and thus be able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, are to be understood as bona fide spiritual masters. And everyone should try to find such a bona fide spiritual master in order to fulfill the mission of life, which is to transfer himself or herself to the plane of spiritual bliss. And when we look at your association, you are every bit of that and more, and we thank you for your kind association. Our association with you started with us attending the weekend classes with our kids about 5 years ago. At that time, we were new to Krishna consciousness, even though we knew a little bit of it theoretically through other associations and classes. After consistently hearing from you every weekend, our transformation has begun. Your association brought us clarity in terms of what is the purpose of life. It really enhanced our relationships within the family. It nurtured our children. In fact, we feel like they've really grown under your shelter and really matured and blossomed into real children. We feel satisfied and content in our hearts and feel protected under your shelter. Looking back at what we were a few years back and what we are now shows how taking up this Krishna consciousness, which is a perfect science, under the guidance and mercy of a bona fide spiritual master like your eternal self, can bring a day and night difference in the life of people, humble people like us. This year, I have personally seen a seismic shift in our life. I lost my father, but at the same time, you have extended to be our eternal spiritual father and taken us under your shelter to guide us to the Supreme Father. Thank you. Guru Maharaj, throughout the entire journey, even of my father leaving the body, you have guided us and taught us the duties of a child, duties of a son, so that we can really deliver the generations before us and after us by becoming a sincere and pure devotee of the Lord. Thank you for your wonderful guidance. We have been closely observing your perfected Krishna conscious life and are completely awestruck. Just following your instructions and trying to be even an iota of your sincerity towards your Guru Maharaj will bring us to perfection. Your countless years of perseverance, sacrifice have helped build this temple, this organization, and created an ambience that has been nurturing many, many Vaishnavas who are now really empowered to take this mission even forward and spread it even greatly. Your commitment to your Guru Maharaj is beyond anyone's imagination. Just like Srila Prabhupada used to always meditate on how to fulfill his Guru's instructions, your constant meditation on Srila Prabhupada's instructions completely engulf us in terms of those deep thoughts towards you. We hear you always repeating only Srila Prabhupada's words and in fact emphasize and ensure not to add any speculative theories beyond it. I have never seen you say anything without referring to a verse or a purport of Prabhupada. That is unbelievable, amazing, and there are no words to describe. That shows how much time you have spent in really understanding every word of Srila Prabhupada to make sure that we are given that perfect message. In fact, we may not have the direct association of Srila Prabhupada, but your association and your classes have given us an opportunity to really feel every iota of every message that Srila Prabhupada intended to deliver to his disciples and generations after. You are so compassionate to take this perfect science of devotional service towards the Lord Krishna, in spite of all odds and challenges, and really has single-handedly delivered and driven this Vedic Cultural Center and its reach to greater Seattle area. Whether it is taking to a food truck or farm, ahimsa milk, initially, even for me, it was hard to understand how all these were connected. But under your regular association, we're able to see that you have perfected the real understanding of Krishna consciousness, and you know how to apply that to every walk of life. And thank you for your great association. And we are really humbled to be your disciples. And we prostrate ourselves at your lotus feet for all that you have done and been doing for Lord Chaitanya's and Srila Prabhupada's mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. And we sincerely pray to Sri Radha Nila Madhav, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Sita Ram Lakshman, Gaurnita, and Srila Prabhupada to bestow good health and long life to continue your mission to spread this great science, the culture of devotional service to thousands and thousands and millions along Washington and across the world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harivilas Maharaj. Dandavat pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I am very humbled to write an offering to you on the occasion of your 75th Vyasa Puja. Srila Prabhupada begins to write the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita as it is by quoting the Mangalacharana prayers. He writes, I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. This verse is very applicable to me because when I entered this material world, I had no exposure to Krishna consciousness and was living in ignorance. It was your generosity of freely distributing this true and sacred knowledge of Krishna consciousness that picked me up from my fallen condition and made me aware of what my ultimate goal should be. Maharaj, you are a perfect Vaishnava and representative of Srila Prabhupada because you practice what you preach. There are many people who say something and do the opposite, but you are always leading by example. Whenever you take class, you always refer to Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada's books. From this experience, I have learned that one must simply follow the instructions of the spiritual master and speak only what the spiritual master has taught them. Srila Prabhupada has said in the preface of Bhagavad Gita that if personally I have any credit in this matter, it is only that I have tried to present Bhagavad Gita as it is without any adulteration. You are an example of this humble mood because you always make sure to repeat Srila Prabhupada's words by referring to his books. No matter rain or shine, you are always working in the farm, whether it is lovingly taking care of the cows, planting new seeds, or painstakingly removing each slug from the earth. This is all because of your vision to recreate Srila Prabhupada's motto, simple living and higher thinking. From your actions, I have learned that devotional service must be performed with perseverance, despite bodily or material conditions. It is easy for us to simply call off devotional service due to Maya's alluring trap, but you are always making devotional service your number one priority. In the food truck, you always want to make sure that everyone will get top-of-the-line prasadam that is fresh and wholesome. From this, I have learned that one must endeavor with determination for perfection in their devotional service. You always wake up before Mangalarti and chant your rounds in the morning. I have learned from your actions that Krishna consciousness is not some peripheral feel-good pursuit, but is the awakening of a deep spiritual lens which can only be developed through sincere discipline and regulated service. There are also countless other examples and situations of your life that we can take as an example and learn from, and all of them reinforce your constant action in devotional service. Thus you live by Lord Krishna's ultimate instructions. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosine. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 65th verse. Maharaj, I am so very thankful that you have given us your mercy as our spiritual master and guided us in our humble attempts to embark on the path of devotional service so that we may someday please Sri Sri Radha Nila Madhava. Your ever humble servant, Shrestha.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Happy Krishna Conscious birthday, Guru Maharaj. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to have your association. You have been a big influence in my life since I was a little child. Back then, I would look up to you as my grandpa, and last August, you went from my grandpa to my guru, so the connection was there right from the beginning. I remember like 16, 17 years ago, back in the little temple here, you were dressed up as Santa Claus, and I and a couple other kids were spying on you when you left the main temple hall to see if you were actually flying back on a sled or where you were going. But obviously, you were just going to change your clothes in the room. So it was my genius idea that day to say if we pray to Santa Claus, we'll get more presents. And that's when you came out and you heard me and you were like, but if you pray to Krishna, you'll get whatever you want. Who cares about little presents? So all of us kids sat there, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I did like a full, complete round at temple. Even though my intention was a little bit different, I still chanted. You know how to deal with people of all ages with the same smile and laugh on your face, which lightens up everyone's mood. I'm sure just by your merciful glance, anyone can become a devotee. Like, put Krishna consciousness aside for a moment. You're the reason my dad is even alive today and recovered from cancer all those years ago. Not only am I in Krishna consciousness today because of you, but I also have my family. No matter how much gratitude I show you, it'll never be enough. I really didn't think I deserved initiation at such a young age because of things that were happening at the beginning of college, but you still accepted me as your disciple and gave me the chance to improve myself. You continuously take care of everyone as if we're one family, and I've felt that from the first time I entered the temple, even until right now. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Please give me your blessing so that I may continue in the path of Krishna consciousness. I pray to Sri Sri Radha Nila Madhav that more people are fortunate enough to have your association and that you continue to accomplish your goals with good health. Your humble servant, Lakshmi Priya Devi Dasi.
Come this side on the carpet. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Harivilas Maharaj Namine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Shatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. I am not even qualified to write an offering unto you, but because of your mercy and the mercy of all the devotees, I am able to. Thank you for accepting me as one of your servant. You have all the qualities that a pure devotee of the Lord may possess, but the one that stands out for me is your desire to serve the Lord and his devotees all the time. You are always engaged in serving the Lord faithfully. Every day you complete your rounds before Mangalarti and you are always reading Srila Prabhupada's book. I pray that I am able to achieve that someday. You are in the farm every day taking care of the cows. Because of your hard work in the farm, we got to relish fresh organic vegetables throughout the summer. I love hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from you every morning after Mangalarti. Mostly online though. You play a major role in keeping the Seattle congregation together. Your presence makes us complete. Whenever you're not in Seattle, we miss you so much. Today morning, even Radhika Leela Mataji shared the same thing, that when Maharaj is not here, we feel so vacant. Our kids are so fortunate and blessed to have your association through the Bhagavad Gita classes you take. You are like a grandfather to all the kids here in Seattle. You are always there to solve everyone's problems. You have cooked scrumptious feast for all of us over all these years. In spite of spending hours cooking during the festival, you are still up and awake during Mangalarti. On your 75th Vyasa Puja, I request your mercy so that I can try to come to Mangalarti more often and attend your classes. Dear Guru Maharaj, I pray to Shri Shri Radhanila Madhav Bhagwan to bestow you with the best of health, so that you may continue to inspire many souls and fill their hearts with Krishna Prema and Krishna Seva. Hare Krishna, your servant Ananda Manjari Devidasi.
This way to sit on sofa. You are to sit on sofa. This one is the way. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjaya Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyacha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisance to your holy feet. Please forgive me if I have made any mistake, because I am so insignificant to glorify what you have done so far for this community and our congregation. Maharaj, whenever I sing the Guru Ashtakam in Mangalarti, it reminds me that, and I remember you because you demonstrate all the qualities mentioned in the prayer. I can feel that every day in your association. We have one proverb in Marathi, Bole tesa chale tachi vandavi paule. It means like this, it goes like this. The person who has integrity between what he speaks and what he acts, and basically, so we should offer them obeisances or we should worship them. That person is basically deserved to be prayed. And that's what I feel personally and experience these many times since my association with the temple and seeing you demonstrating and teaching everyone every day by your exemplary acts of serving Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Maharaj, you have demonstrated your versatile personality time to time in various fronts, from spirituality to business acumen you have. You use all possible ways of giving Krishna to everyone with different mindset, with different mindset, by emphasizing on Sankirtan, book distribution, prasadam distribution, organizing festivals, cow protection, and farming, with attitude of giving back to community, while working tirelessly spreading Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message and Prabhupada's movement by building community relationship with help of political and corporate leaders. Maharaj, you built this Seattle congregation from scratch. I can see how you are helping devotees solving their physical, emotional, mental, and social day-to-day problems and providing guidance. I want to share one example actually. I mean, there may be many examples, but one of the examples, it touched me. So one of the lady actually was sharing, she's a devotee. I don't want to name her, but one day she literally crying when I asked her a question, like, I have seen exchanging of her kids in the our Samamish library. And I asked her, Mataji, what happened? Like, why that lady came and you are exchanging? And then she started crying. But because there are some incidents happen, and then they took custody of their kids, and her husband has to leave the house, and they have a very big house in Samamish, but unfortunately, she and her husband are not living together, and they have to share some days, few days to her and few days to, I mean, they are really going through very, very bad situation. And she was literally started crying, and it felt very, very bad. But she said that because of Maharaj, we are here. We could build the courage to stay here just because Maharaj is here. Otherwise, we had almost shattered and broken out, and we don't know what to do, because this is a situation we are going through. We have no idea what to do, and at this very moment, Maharaj help us to find out, and we get some courage to stay here. So this is just one example, and maybe many other people have many other different experiences and examples. So to end my whatever, so you are in true sense source of inspiration to all, right from the kids to elders and everybody. So I pray Radha Nilamadhav for your good health and long life, so that we like little bit selfish here, so that we get all of us, we get your association and blessing and guide us throughout our spiritual journey. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna, Harivilas Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Every day in the morning, you give us a class on Srimad Bhagavatam. I find this extremely helpful because you tell us important points which we should apply in our everyday life. One thing I love about you is that you can understand knowledge from Bhagavad Gita as it is in Srimad Bhagavatam and quote a lot of different verses from various bona fide scriptures. Earlier, it was hard for me to wake up at 7, but now because of attending your classes, I learned that I am waking up at 5:30 and attending your classes. I am teaching one of my friends the 15th chapter slokas, and in the 5th verse, Nirmana Moha Chita Sangha Dosa Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandver Vimukta Sukha Dukkha Samnir Gachanti Muda Padamavyayam Tat, which talks about being freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, being freed from false association, and being freed from false prestige. I was able to connect 3 verses without being prepared, and when they asked, I said that because of attending Harivilas Maharaj's classes, I was able to quote those verses.
What are those verses?
Those verses are Bhagavad Gita 2.14, Matra Sparshasya Kaunteya, which talk about the dualities of happiness. Pranadapi Sunichena Tarapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari, which talks about the tree and the speck of grass. For the tree, it tolerates all the seasons. For the speck of grass, it's so humble that it accepts people stepping on it. And thank you, Maharaj, for your classes, and happy Krishna conscious birthday. I pray to Radha Nila Madhav to bestow you of good health, and we pray that you keep on giving these classes, and I pray that you keep on giving me your association. Hare Krishna, thank you.